Needing an everyday camera is a myth, and the Ricoh GR IIIx taught me this. After watching a million YouTube videos, I tricked myself into telling me the Ricoh is a perfect camera for me and it's exactly what I need. But 6 months later, I'd say I don't think I'd make this $1,200 purchase again, but I don't think it's for the reasons you might think. In this video, I'll be talking about my journey with the Ricoh, its highs and lows, and basically trying to figure out if it would be the right camera for you. But I'll also be trying to convince you that the everyday camera, everyday carry trope needs to be left in the past. So one thing that we have to do every day is pay. So how much is this camera? For me personally, it cost me $1,200. I got mine from KEH and I traded in a number of items, so the raw cash amount might be a lot lower, but no matter what it's worth for me was the $1,200. On average, it's about $1,300, and that's looking at many different retailers and different places to go, but that sounds about the most fair price that you'll get at this moment. And do I think it's worth it? I kind of think it does. But the thing about it is, I feel like you're paying for a name. Could you find a camera with a little bit better specs, with a little bit more features, physical and, technical? I believe so. Especially if you bump your money up just a little bit, save for a little bit more, say 2 months, and you can get a whole different type of camera. But will it have the Ricoh stamp? I think not. But if you have any suggestions for everyday camera, if you say move that budget up like I said, or you found a sneaky deal that rivals this, please let me know. I'm always interested in what other people choose to carry or choose to shoot with. Even though you can find a camera that is similar to this, I'd say it's still no slouch at all. It has 24 megapixels, which has great resolution, and I think is really amazing when it comes to simple compositions and simple pictures. It doesn't allow it to get too muddied or anything like that. And then of course it comes with such a small form factor. A lot of times I feel like I put it in my pocket and I forget about it. And that's a point that we'll speak about in the future, but it's really great when it comes to size because you don't have to worry about its bulkiness or anything of that nature. And also for this tiny battery, it's pretty good. I wouldn't say it's amazing just because I haven't fully snapped away with this camera. I feel like because it's more for the situations of random things that pop up or just me taking fun photos every once in a while, I don't think I pushed it to the limit as I would with other cameras. So I can't give you a full understanding of what it is, but I do feel like I would toss it in my pocket for days on end and it wouldn't be any problem until it was just dead, and then I had to remember to record it. I mean, not record it, but charge it. So there is no definitive answer about the battery when it comes to me, but I think it's pretty good. Another thing that I really enjoyed with this camera is the internal storage. It's not a lot, but I feel like for some reason I often forget my SD card when it comes to this particular camera. And honestly, it's probably because it has some storage, so it's not the first thing on my mind. But coming off a day of editing, forgetting the SD card in my computer itself, it can be frustrating getting out there and having nothing. So it's really great that I could shoot a few pictures at ease with not having to fully worry about it or feel like I've ruined my whole moment. Small. That is the best thing about this camera, until it isn't. When I said that point before of sometimes it can be a little bit forgettable, it can go away, I don't mean that you're going to forget it at home. I don't mean that you're going to forget it at a friend's house, but I do feel as though it doesn't have that full-blown presence that makes you want to shoot. When I have my larger cameras on me, they're around my neck, they're held in my hand. It feels like I truly have a point to shoot. The reason that I brought this not heavy but larger camera is to make sure that I snap away. And I don't feel like the Ricoh has that same oomph to it. So at times I feel like it's challenging because if I don't remember fully to take a picture, it's not going to be there for me. And another thing that doesn't help that is its smaller sensor. So yes, I said that we have the 24 megapixels, but its smaller sensor now allows you to not be able to shoot in low light settings. So the sun has went down, it's winter, it's about 5 or 6 o'clock. If you're not in a well-lit area or a great ambiance area, your camera's done. It doesn't have an internal flash, and yes, there's a hot shoe to put a larger flash or just a flash on top of it. But once we start adding things to this camera, what's the point? I feel like it's supposed to be tiny. If I add something on top of it, now it's almost like the dimensions have brought it to a different level where I could have just chose a different camera to begin with. So it's beautiful that it has the hot shoe. You do have a way to negate the point that I said, but if I'm making it a little bit bulkier, I might as well just go somewhere else at that point. And then speaking again about these features, so that is what I consider, say, a physical feature. What I'd say about this camera, it has a number of features that, say, I won't ever use, but two things in particular that are interesting to me is its recipes, and then also, say, it's just focus points or focus modes. And what's so difficult when it comes to this is its lack of buttons, and its intuitiveness isn't that great to me. I believe that this camera is perfect when it comes to a point and shoot because honestly, you're going to set it up that first time or second or third just after you figure out exactly what you like, and that's it. You're not going to touch anything ever again. You're just going to turn it on, you're going to shoot, which is cool and simple, but it's not that fantastic of a thing unless that's what you enjoy. So if that's a slot that you want to be in, then it's absolutely perfect. It's fulfilling exactly what you need, but it's not the perfect camera when it comes to switching things and trying to use different settings and all these other things. Some people don't have problems with it. I've seen on YouTube that people have some form of ease with it, but it's quite demanding to me. But after all those limitations, after all those things that I just said, will I be getting rid of it? No. I think what I will be getting rid of is the everyday carry mentality. I don't think that this camera is the best for that because it's so limiting and it has so many things in areas that it could be picked up on. But when it comes to having a camera that can be placed straight into my pocket for random outings that I have, I think that this camera is perfect when you're just going out and you say, just in case there's some visual interest, just in case there's something that snags my eye, I can have this ready. I think it's absolutely perfect for that. But another reason why the everyday carry for me personally doesn't work is because my life isn't that exciting. I feel as though I go to work and I come home. So anytime that I'm taking pictures, I feel as though I am going out for that, which means that I can prepare, which means that I can choose a different camera. Now I still choose the Ricoh because it's just so light and easy. But if I am purposely going out to take photos, I'm going to choose a different camera. It's just the limitations that it has are very strong and bold, and I sometimes don't feel like dealing with that. And if you're not living an action-packed life, I don't think that you need an everyday camera either, or at least the whole size factor of it. I'd say it might be best for you, honestly, to choose some form of a hybrid. So it's something that's easy enough for you to carry around, but it packs a punch when it comes to specs, maybe a interchangeable lens, a viewfinder, some type of internal flash. I feel like if you bump the dollars up a little bit, you save a little bit longer, or you choose, say, something older but a little bit clunkier, I feel like you could find something better in this space for the amount of money that you might be spending on this. And I truly feel as though if you change your perspective on how you're looking at these cameras, then you'll have so many more or a much larger arsenal to go about. So I would like you, and I challenge you, to shake this marketing trope that everyone has been pushing on us for quite some time. I made the mistake, so I don't want you to make the mistake. You don't have to choose the most popular camera. You need to choose cameras that are best for you and also can fit enough situations that you don't have to worry about having 4 or 5. Yeah, you know what I mean. But if you made it to the end, let me know if you had this camera. Let me know about your experience, anything that you ran into. Is the camera perfect for you and things that I'm running into are just specifically me? Or did you have this camera before and swap to something else? Let me know what your everyday carry is because I'm extremely interested about that. If you want to see more pictures from this particular camera, here's one video here. And if you want to see another one, I got one more for you. Thank you so much for watching, y'all. I am out. Peace.